Answer me!
Your filthy magic cannot touch me!
In 2007, Heavenly Sword dropped for the PS3 and is still to this day one of the most beautiful story-driven games out there, in my honest opinion. Something that really I latched onto growing up, now that I'm really just thinking about it over. But we do not see many games like this with that much heavy storytelling these days. That they come far in between. But today's video, we're going to be going over this beautiful game and Nariko's, not only her combats, but also the inspiration behind her combats and the many different ups and downs in the development of this game entirely. So, how would I call it? This will basically be not only a martial arts breakdown, but also a retrospective of the game at the same time, which is wonderful for me because I can sit there and talk about this game, no matter the fact that it's short and sweet, but the story is damn good. But you guys are in for a treat. So kick your feet up, relax, and enjoy today's video. Check it out.
I am not ready to die. Not yet.
Nariko's story is a tragic one. Someone born to lead, yet shunned by her people for supposedly cursing their destiny. As her father Shin fears for their tribe's survival against King Bohan's forces, Nariko chooses to take fate into her own hands. Tired of running, wielding the cursed Heavenly Sword to protect even those who rejected her. But the Heavenly Sword itself demands a price. Every time she swings the blade, her life shortens. The combat in Heavenly Sword wasn't just your ordinary hack and slash animation-wise. Nariko fought like a fusion of elegance and raw, angry fury at the same time. Her moves were drawn from real-world martial arts, blending with theatrical flair from what the devs drew inspiration from. Think of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and many other kung fu weapon-style films like this. They drew inspiration from Wuxia for its acrobatic blow, Kenjutsu for its sword precision, and Tai Chi for its graceful transitions between stances. Nariko's 3 stances represent different variety within the game and of its martial arts symbolism. The speed stance splits the blade into twin blades that you can whirl with Wushu-inspired mobility. The range stance, Nariko's range blade stance, really seems to represent the chain blade's Kusarigama. The Kusarigama was a common thing during the Edo period. It was used against swordsmen and as a training weapon, but it was first created during the Muromachi period. It's associated with the art of Kusarigama Jutsu, the weapon's ability to trap and disarm people. The weapon is even used in several different martial arts like Tendo Ryu, Zui Ryu, and Shinto Muso Ryu. The power stance. This stance uses heavy sword slashes invoking classical broadsword Kenjutsu martial arts. It's a traditional martial art of Japanese swordsmanship with the katana or just a Japanese sword. This martial art uses many different techniques, kata forms, and real-world scenarios in a fight. Kenjutsu focuses quite heavily on the use of lethal intent in a fight. Even the stance Nariko uses in her power stance resembles the Onken stance, which is used to conceal the sword's position for oncoming surprise attacks, having your left shoulder turned towards the enemy to obscure their vision of the blade's position. These little details of how they designed Nariko's combat with the sword itself, it's so damn interesting to me on that merit alone, showing how much Ninja Theory really paid attention to the detail when designing the combat. Each stance in this game flowed dynamically into the other, making combat feel more like a deadly ballet back and forth when dealing with certain enemy types. The Heavenly Sword itself is a character, shifting shape back and forth depending on the stance. It mirrored Nariko's emotional intensity too. Gameplay-wise, it introduced stance-based combat before it became a staple in later action titles of that time, I believe. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. Players can switch stances mid-combo to juggle enemies, parry with proper timing after not attacking, or launch cinematic finishers and counters. Back in 2003, Heavenly Sword looked drastically different. The original prototype's Nariko was completely different, much more Eastern in appearance with the red dress. That long flowing red hair was gone too. It was much more heavily leaning in the Wuxia genre. By 2005, Nariko's design was coming into shape, while the game was becoming much more grittier in tone, while still having that Wuxia flair into it. Ninja Theory way back then, while being an independent studio, struggled with limited resources, but once Sony took interest, the team reimagined the project, focusing on emotional storytelling and cinematic presentation. Nariko's design and character evolved significantly. Her fiery red hair, the bold armor, and intense facial animations helped make her one of PS3's most visually striking heroines in the early days of the PS3's life, with the addition of Andy Serkis as performance director and mocap lead. Heavenly Sword broke new ground in performance capture years before The Last of Us or Uncharted would be praised for it. While Heavenly Sword was met with mixed critical reception, praise for its visuals, but critique for its short length. Even I remember being upset as a kid with how short this game was. I really wanted it to last much longer, especially spending much more time as Nariko with the Heavenly Sword. Those segments alone felt drastically short because there was multiple boss fights and then a small section here and there where you got to play around with the blade, and that's about it. The game sadly didn't spawn a franchise. Its trilogy ended up getting shelved by Sony itself, a 3-part trilogy originally for this game, but its DNA lives on. Ninja Theory would later craft Enslaved Odyssey to the West and Hellblade, both spiritual successors in tone, emotion, and combat of what they've learned from Heavenly Sword. They've expressed many times in the past just interest being able to work on older IPs again, including this one, but with them being owned by Microsoft and Sony owning the IP for Heavenly Sword, I don't think this will ever happen. Nariko even crossed over into PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, in which I feel it proved that her story, though brief, left a somewhat lasting impact on people.
Nariko wasn't just another action heroine. She was a symbol of sacrifice, a warrior who bore her fate with fury and grace. And though the Heavenly Sword devoured her life, it made her legend eternal in my heart. Because often I think about this game from time to time. Even the beautiful OST of the main menu screen and the ending credits theme just pop into my mind from time to time. I'll make sure that Nariko's tale lives on. If you enjoyed today's video, please give a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can stay updated of any new videos coming to the channel. If you would love to see even just more retrospectives and this style of manner onto the channel, please let me know in the comments below, and even just share your thoughts and everything if you've played this game or if it piques your interest on top of that, because man, this game went through so much changes throughout its life, and unfortunately they never got to do a sequel of this game, and I would love to see what they had in store for Nariko and the 3 trilogy that they were planning to sit there and do for this game. But we'll never know how that would have turned out. I would have loved to sit there and see if they actually even had a script made, but if it's just locked away somewhere, I would love to be able to get my hands on that and just see what they would have come up with. But anyways, folks, this is Blackmore here, signing out. I'll catch you later, folks. Peace.